This episode of WDW Today is being sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. And hey, the Reunion 2010 is coming up. It's December 1st through 5th, 2010. And you know what? If you book with MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, you're going to get some special benefits by doing so. You don't have to, but if you do, you get special benefits like free admission for 2 guests to the MEI and Mouse Fan Travel Client Appreciation Signature event, and a 24-hour head start on any Reunion event tickets that go up for sale. Not to mention you get some great deals on different stays like maybe All-Star Sports, Pop Century, Caribbean Beach, Animal Kingdom Lodge. Check them out. Visit them online at www.mousefantravel.com.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Wednesday, July 28th, 2010, and this is episode 752 of WDW Today. I'm Matt Hochberg of StudiosCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Mike Scopa, a senior feature writer and blogger for AllEars.net. Living Seas.
I'm having some trouble with the rumba. I just can't seem to get the hip action.
Say it again.
Timekeeper?
I'm having some trouble with the rumba. Actually, I should do it this way. I'm having some trouble with the rumba. I just can't seem to get the hip action.
Oh, it's Carousel of Progress.
Yeah. Carousel.
Yeah, it's the sister, or the daughter, whatever.
Daughter.
Yeah.
Also joining us on today's show is Len Testa, co-author of the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. And Len, Newell and I are somewhere in the Caribbean right now. Does that make you jealous?
It does, actually. I wish I was with you guys.
Well,
Yeah. You should
slowly
be thankful.
roasting with some coconut oil.
You should be thankful I'm not in the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's right.
true.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, thanks for kicking
Like
off my
some sort of-
with Tropical Storm Bonnie, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. It'd be some sort of oil soaked hurricane extravaganza.
Exactly.
I hope there's no Hurricane Mike this year. I just
Really.
Well, it's Wednesday, and although we're on vacation, we're still answering your listener questions. And we're going to start with a question from... Who's our first email from? No name. It's from Len.
I believe the name is Nonami.
Nonami.
Nonami from Tuscaloosa. Go ahead.
Ah, yes. Good old Nonami. Thanks for emailing us back again. I love your show and have been trying to catch up with past episodes. My fiance and I are getting married in Walt Disney World soon. One of the things I would like to do before our wedding, or I guess afterwards, is get my nails done at one of the Disney spas, and I'll probably need a foot massage too. Can you recommend a good spa on property? Len?
A good spot on property. We haven't tested it lately. I think the Grand Floridian is making improvements. The last time we tested them, just a couple years ago, some of the equipment was broken. It was a little bit more run down. We liked Saratoga Springs a little bit better. I'm hearing better things about Grand Floridian right now. I would give that a try.
Good. I'd also like to do an afternoon tea at the United Kingdom the Friday before the wedding for all the girls. But could you offer something good for the guys to do while we're having tea? The ages of the guys range from 64 to 6, so good luck with this question. There is just one rule I have for this wedding. The groom cannot go drinking around the world before the wedding, and he can't go hang out at the tequila bar in Mexico either, so please don't suggest those.
Oh.
hey, why not go to Hoop-de-Doo?
Yeah, no, it just doesn't sound like a...
The only problem with Hoop-de-Doo is that is the timing, because I think they want to do it during the same time that she's having afternoon tea, so it's got to be something in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. How about a Segway tour?
In the morning. Aren't they in the morning, Len, when you did yours?
Yeah, that's a great idea, actually.
Yeah.
Do it then, for whatever. And then go to the tequila bar while she's getting her nails done. The tour is a great idea. I know what I got. Perfect idea. Perfect timing. While they're getting their nails done in the UK, take a walk over to the yacht club and go rent the Breathless in the afternoon. You can rent it for like an hour, and it's only like $99, and you can get up to 6 people in there.
How many people are we talking
That's
about?
not a bad idea.
Does it say how many people they have? It says guys range from 64 to 6. It doesn't say how many guys. So if you got 6 or less, you're good. Go ask for Scabetta. Mike Scabetta is the cat. Seriously, ask for him. And it's only $99. Doesn't matter how people you have. All you do is basically the boat goes around to the studios and tools around in basically the waterway between the studios and Boardwalk. And you do donuts and stuff. It's really, really fun. So there you go. Next email is from Stuart of Howell, New Jersey. I'm a big fan of the show, which just keeps getting better and better. Anyway, if things go as planned, I'll be driving with my wife and kids from New Jersey to Disney World with a stopover in Charlotte for a couple days. We plan on arriving in Orlando Sunday evening. Whenever we go to Disney, we always stay on property, but arriving on a Sunday evening will probably be too exhausted to go to the parks, so we're thinking about spending the Sunday night off property and then get a fresh start on Monday. What cheap but not sleazy hotel off property would you recommend? Len, we talked about this on Monday, right?
Yeah, so good question. The Orlando Vista, I think, is a good one. When we said the Holiday Inn Main Gate East is another try. Both of those are rated in the top 10, by the way, of the top 30 best deals in Walt Disney World in the upcoming 2011 edition. The unofficial guide, and I've stayed at both of those actually.
Cool.
And they're not bad.
Next email is from John from Plano, Illinois. Love your show. My family and I will be traveling to the world the first full week of September 2010, September 4th to the 11th. I tried to get reservations for the first week in October, but there was no studio rooms available at the Bay Lake Tower, so we settled for the first full week in September because it was the second least crowded week for fall 2010 according to Len's crowd calendar.
Yep.
My question is, how does Labor Day affect crowds in the Magic Kingdom? This will be my 2-year-old son's first trip to the world, so we'd like to visit Magic Kingdom as soon as we get there. What do you guys think? Is it worth lying to our 2-year-old son and pretending Magic Kingdom doesn't exist until Tuesday? Would Sunday be any better or worse than Labor Day?
Labor Day is not that big a holiday for, I don't think, for Disney World because it's Disney World's, largely driven by tourists, and everyone's back in school in the Southeast by Labor Day.
Yeah.
So really things drop off. Things really dramatically drop off around the week of the 23rd, the week before. You're really not going to have that much trouble, especially if it stays hot.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's September, especially Labor Day, it's really not crowded at all. It's not like, say, Memorial Day.
No, not even close, no.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it'd be okay. The next email is from Craig Duncan of the United Kingdom. He writes,
Okay.
Come on, guys, come on. Walt Disney World is for everyone. Anyone that says that this is for grade schoolers only is a complete plonker. I think plonker is a derogatory term for some.
It's a compliment in the UK.
I'm sure it is. I can't wait to be called a plonker.
Yes.
As you know me well, my kids are 7 and 5 and have been going to Walt Disney World 3 times a year since they were about 11 months each, and they love it. It's not about rides. If it were, it would be called Universal Studios. Ooh, burn. But a lot of the saying that when Kieran, star of the Main Street Diary, was 4, he loved Tower of Terror, for instance. But a lot of the problem comes from the parents. If Molly Koodle, and is that like Joe Sixpack for the United Kingdom, Molly Koodle?
You think it must be?
Must be.
Sure.
And put their kids into a complete bubble, then they will freak out when they see a 6-foot mouse. So the parents need to take a view of their kids. If you are normal and your kids are normal, then it's a dream to take them. It's what makes memories. I know a lot of people who consider themselves not normal, so it's good to know this advice.
There you go.
Swing and a miss. All right, we'll move on to the next email. Thank you for the email, Craig. Mike, you have the definition of a plonker, do you?
Plonker is a dope, idiot, moron, wally, pillock, dunderhead, or dimwit.
Perhaps I need to rethink my request to be called a plonker from now on.
Yeah, there you go.
Too late.
Too late. Next email is from Mark Dorwick of Plymouth, England. Insert Mary Poppins type posh voice here. I can't think of anyone right now, so we'll just say hello.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor. Top of the morning. Myself, my 2 daughters, ages 16 and 14, are off to the world in August 2010, and by the time you read this, yes, we had a great time. No, we're actually on time, thank you very much.
Yes.
We want to do the Keys to the Kingdom tour, but notice there's a minimum age of 16. I assume that this is not to spoil magic for younger visitors, but my 14-year-old is really, really keen on this tour, especially after reading the reports and reviews on allears.net. I can understand age limits on Segway tours due to difficulties operating the machines, but why on the behind-the-scenes tour? Children nowadays, especially teenagers, are eager to know how things work, and surely if the parents are happy for them to go on the tour, why spoil the fun for the whole family? So how strict is Disney regarding the age?
I mean, they're not going to ask for ID, but if you bring a 12-year-old, they're gonna ask questions.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. They put the age restrictions generally there for a reason. Yes, if your 14-year-old looks like a 16-year-old, more than likely they won't ask. But it's up to you. Whatever. I'm not going to tell you what to do in this situation, but
Yeah, they're not. I mean, I think it's primarily for safety, right? Because some of the places in the tour go backstage, where there might be equipment, old parade floats, and stuff lying around. You don't want people to get hurt.
Yeah, there may be some liability issues with the insurance carrier for the theme park that's saying nobody under 18 should be backstage.
Yeah. Next email is from Howard from Toronto. Hi, gang. Loving the podcast. Just found it the last few weeks, but have been listening regularly to new episodes, and I'm back to hear lots of older episodes. Heading down to the world in March for our second visit. Last time was in March 2007. For that trip, I read the unofficial guide from cover to cover, and by the way, we were there at a very busy time, so thank goodness for those touring plans and unofficial guide strategies.
Thank you.
Hardly ever waited for a line on the trip. I'm working my way through the 2010 edition right now as we prepare. Anyway, on our last trip, there's one thing I wish we had done differently. It's not a huge deal, but I'd like to see if I can figure out how to do this this time coming up. We'll be staying at the Wilderness Lodge and we'll be using Disney's transportation. As a rule, our general plan is that we eat our breakfast each morning in the hotel room. Saves a bit of money, but mostly it's about time. We like to be at the parks prior to opening, as the guide suggests, and there's plenty of time for eating Disney food at lunch or dinner. Last time, though, we ended up buying all our breakfast stuff at the hotel's cafeteria-style counter service place. Little boxes of cereal and a single banana and tiny cartons of milk, stuff like that.
Smart.
Not that efficient and certainly not that cheap. So with that in mind, I thought this time it makes sense to make an excursion out of the world of the evening or our first day to a grocery store to stock up for the week of breakfast, not to mention get a bit of snack food and maybe a couple of bottles of wine or beer for the relaxing part of the evening.
Yep.
So now that we can finally get to the question, how do I get there? I've read about Goodings and Winn-Dixie and others, but they're all outside the world, right? How far are they? Blah, blah, blah. Well, actually, Goodings closed, so you're out of luck on that one. That was the closest one, but the prices stunk.
Wait, the one on at Crossroads?
Yeah,
it's not closed.
I thought it was.
It's not. I checked in the last couple of weeks. It may have closed temporarily, but it's open again.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
What about the store?
Right. It's dead expensive, though.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't there one on 535, Matt? Isn't there a...
Yeah, there's
a Publix, right?
There's a Publix off of 535. If you make a right out of downtown Disney, and then you go down, you pass underneath I-4, so we're talking half a mile here. Your next left is, you'll see the Orlando Premium Outlets on your left. You make that left. It's Little Lake Bryan, it's called. And you take that road about another half mile, and there's a Publix right there.
Go there all the time.
There's also
good prices.
Yeah, exactly. Normal prices. There's also a Walmart down the street in 535. If you keep instead of making that left, just go straight for like another mile or two. And it's a super Walmart. It's got a supermarket there as well. So very good. You been to that one also, Mike?
Yes, sir. Yep.
That was the Publix I used to shop at before we moved. So
yeah, Walmart's nice because I think the Walmart may have it's a super Walmart, isn't it, Matt?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the Walmart's not bad. Yeah.
Next email is from Elizabeth Griffin from Illinois, who writes, my family and I have visited the world 13 to 14 times. I have 3 children, ages 14, 15, and 6. I'm thinking of planning a trip right after Labor Day 2010 for just me and my son, age 6. We took him in March 2009 for the first time with the family, and during the visit, he really loved Hollywood Studios. And to one point, we took the boat ride from Epcot to the studios. I was really struck by how convenient these hotels would be for us, but we've never stayed in the area before. When I was researching the Beach and Yacht Club in Boardwalk, I noticed that there doesn't seem to be a counter service dining option available. That would work for us. That would not work for us at all. We'd like to be able to grab a quick hot meal at the resort without having to do sit-down dining. I don't know much about the Swan and Dolphin or what the dining options are. Are there any moderates in the vicinity?
Moderate hotels in the vicinity of?
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, there are counter service locations in the Boardwalk area.
Yeah. So there's pizza. There's the bakery. There's a couple of takeaway places, but there's also, there's the fountain at
the Dolphin.
Dolphin. Yeah, and then there's the cafeteria, right?
There's not only that. You have on the bakery and the pizza place. That's on the boardwalk side. On the Yacht and Beach Club side, Len, I recall you and I during Mouse Fest one year we got a bagel somewhere at the Beach Club or Yacht Club, didn't we?
Boardwalk Bakery? No,
it was definitely inside. I remember it was like if you're looking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, if you go in the Beach Club, in the Yacht Club, they've actually turned the part of that store into a little quick grab and go place for breakfast stuff in the morning.
Yeah,
you can do that too. Yeah.
Yes, and the Swan and Dolphin has a lot of options. Like I think Len, you just mentioned that.
Yeah, I think so. Swan and Dolphins.
Good. Yeah, they don't have like the food court like Pop Century does, but they do have options as well. So you shouldn't discount that.
Good.
So yeah, hopefully that helped you out, Elizabeth.
Excellent. Yeah, you shouldn't have to walk too far to find that. There's places. I mean, just duck into one of the the Out of the Beach Club, and you'll find someplace it's in the stores, in the retail stores.
Right. Cool. Next email is from Chris Bartoli of Auburn, Mass. Hey guys, and the fabulous one if present. Chris here, and I just have a question about a podcast episode you guys did about 2, you can insert 3, 5, or 10, depending on whenever you get to this, years ago, in which you had Jim Hill on. You were talking about him with the Australia Pavilion, possibly coming to World Showcase, or maybe even Australia coming to Animal Kingdom. Do you know there has been any talk or rumors of this actually happening? Or how about other pavilions coming to World Showcase? I think it's been way too long and would love to see something new over there. You can totally disregard this email if the Australia Pavilion is presently up and running, and perhaps just give us a detailed review of the restaurant and ask Scopo if he recommends the film as part of the World Showcase Film Festival.
That's awesome. Yeah, by the time we read it, it'll actually be hovering pavilions in space.
Well, not much has changed since that episode. In fact, nothing's changed since that episode. I haven't
heard anything about a new pavilion.
No.
I mean, I think, frankly, given the state of the economy, I was actually surprised that they announced the animation suites were going forward over at Pop Century. You know, I was moderately surprised because they still have excess capacity with hotel rooms. So
yeah,
putting something big like that pavilion, which is going to cost millions of dollars, is I think just out of their reach right now. I have heard though.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Len, they would probably be looking for a sponsor too, and I'm not sure how many sponsors are out there with that kind of capital.
Yeah, the only thing I can really call me a plonker, if you will, but the only way I can really see a pavilion in the immediate future coming up would be like somebody like driving a dump truck full of money into Disney's lab, be like, please build me a country, kind of like what Morocco did when they were like, here we're gonna, because come on, Morocco was not on the top of the Imagineers list, but
was there anything from Africa besides Morocco?
No, but I don't think you would. If you could name the top 5 countries in Africa that come to mind, I don't think Morocco's in your top 5.
There have been designs for the last almost 30 years for pavilions. I can remember in 1989, Jim Hill gave me a artist rendition of Moscow's Red Square. They're actually going to have that.
Yeah,
They had a whole bunch of ideas. One time in the early 90s, there was talk of bringing more Scandinavian countries besides Norway, maybe a Holland or whatever. So there have been plans, and they've just never. I'm sure there's about 3 or 4 pavilions that they've loved to bring in, but it comes down to finances.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening anytime soon, unfortunately.
No.
Next email is from Nonami again. Boy, this guy gets
Nonami. Wow.
Nonami gets around.
Listening to older episodes, I had a question. If I have a toll pass from another state, will it work in Florida? I have a Texas Easy Pass. Will it work on any toll? It will work in any toll in Texas, but Dad will work in Florida. But thought it was a question worth asking. It won't work. They have different systems. Sun Pass. If you have Easy Pass in the Northeast Corridor, it isn't going to work. You need to get one. You can get one at Publix or CVS, or you can order one online. I did that.
Can you really?
Oh yeah.
How much is it online?
It's all you have to, I think it's, when I did it, it was $20 for the device and then $20 just for credit to put on it.
Yeah.
But it's great because I called up, I told them I was living in Connecticut. They're like, no. They didn't even faze them. And, they said, they mailed it to me right away. It's great. If you rent a car consistently, I really think it's the only way to do it. Just, bring it with you. You got to remember to take it out of your car when you're done with it.
Do you get charged the same rate, or do you get charged less for the tolls?
Same rate. Florida doesn't play that game.
Oh.
I wish, but they don't.
So what's the advantage then?
No waiting in line. You don't have to wait in line in the toll thing. You know what I mean? Like
it's usually not more than a minute, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen long lines over there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Oh, and you don't have to. I guess it would be good if you're leaving like at an odd hour and you forget to have change. You don't have to. Like I always keep $2 in quarters in my backpack. And I always remember to fill up the $2 before I go, just in case, so I can have quarters for those those last tolls.
Right.
But I forget one time, and all of a sudden it's a letter to Florida that I got to
write. Yeah. Next email is from Al from Queens. Just listen to your "Is It Worth It" discussion of the barbershop in Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. We did both with my 4-year-old daughter in October. She loved both. You don't necessarily get a great value for your money at the boutique, $70 or so for a ponytail with some hairspray, but the smile on her face and the rest of the day was worth it. I can't recommend the barbershop enough, especially as a less expensive alternative to the boutique. For less than $20, my daughter had her hair cut, styled, and colored pink with some pixie dust thrown in as well, and that's more than you get at the boutique, where they won't cut your hair for a third of the price. The only difference is the ambiance. It's not in the castle, and you don't have the fairy godmother, quote unquote.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, that's good to know. So there you go. If you're looking for a poor man's Baby Bobby boutique, it's the Main Street barbershop. I think we'll do our last question of the day, just because. But you know what? I'm going to have Mr. Scoba pick from our emails for the day. You ready, Mike?
I am ready.
All right, you get 3 options. One gets chosen today. The other 2 go back to the email queue to be answered later. Your options are: belly buttons are bad. Does booze make it okay? Oh, how my head hurts.
Oh, how my head hurts.
Last question of the day is from Bryce Kershey of Massillon, Ohio. All right, it's a quick question for you all. What's the name of the attraction that each of you missed from the world? I have a feeling 20,000 Leagues will pop up there. My answer would be Hunchback of Notre Dame stage show at Hollywood Studios. It was a good show in my opinion, and it's been replaced with a character greet for Cars, and from Cars, if my memory serves me correctly. Actually, Bryce, your memory doesn't serve you correctly, because where Hunchback of Notre Dame is where the Premier Theater is now, which is next to where the Cars place is. The Cars place was irrelevant. It used to be Al's Toy Barn,
Right.
and then before that it was pretty much nothing. So your stage got replaced. First it was a housing for the Osborne Lights, and then now they made it into a theater, which is used for special events. I don't know. It's a good question. What do you miss the most? What attraction is up there for you?
Couple of attractions.
Would you like
in
me to?
Epcot?
I was just going to say, do you want me to hum the Horizons theme song while you say it?
Yeah, that was my number one. They could bring that attraction back and it'd still be fun with me. I liked the old Mickey Mouse Revue in the Magic Kingdom. I thought that was quaint.
Wow.
I liked Dream Flight and in all of its incarnations. I liked. I was never really a huge fan of 20,000 Leagues. I did like Mission to Mars.
Yes.
Yeah, and I like the old Adventureland Veranda restaurant in Adventureland. Those are my favorite parts.
Scopa?
Wow, Len hit one right on the nose with me. Mickey Mouse Revue in Magic Kingdom. In Epcot, it's Horizons. And in the studios, I have 3. Hunchback, I loved Hunchback. Superstar Television and Monster Soundstage.
Monster Soundstage was great, actually, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, I actually did it twice.
yeah. It was fun. I was going to say, at the studios, actually, my one I really missed the most is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I love that game. I thought it was a lot of fun. Horizons, I'll just do. I mean, it's hard to argue against. All right, it was fun and everything. I mean, probably better than Mission Space anyway. So I definitely missed that one. At the Magic Kingdom, I'm trying to think of an attraction that's long gone now that I really miss. Timekeeper. That one was just fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just a great little attraction. And I really missed that. I missed the show. I listen to Mouse World Radio all the time, but it's not quite the same.
Even Alien Encounter. I'd say even Alien Encounter was pretty cool now. Now that you think what's in there now.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing you don't want to forget or lament that you missed out on, and that's going to be Reunion 2010, guys. And you know what? MEI and Mouse Fan Travel can help you book that trip to MEI to Reunion 2010 because you can pick these packages that they got lined up, really nice rates for December 1st through 5th, 2010. And when you book with MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, don't forget, you get free admission for 2 guests to their Client Appreciation Signature event and a 24-hour head start on any reunion event tickets that go up for sale. Check out MEI and Mouse Fan Travel online at www.mousefantravel.com. To find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, you can visit us at the WDW Today website at wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Silva, and Mike Newell, I'm Matt Hodgberg. We'll see you on the next show.